Happy Friday, everyone. I hope you had a great last week of the year. As we wrap up this year, I'm excited about sharing with you some new year planning ideas. Today is December 30, 2022, and this is your Friday planning video, the last one of this year. There's a lot changing as we move into 2023. Hopefully one of those things is what's going on in the economy and the market, more green arrows than red arrows. We're going to keep going through this with the Monday market updates, and we're going to stick to the planning in these Friday videos. In the coming weeks, please expect to see a few important special videos and some major events that I want to devote the full video to. And with notice that it is on a certain topic and maybe a bit longer than usual. Specifically, we've spoken a lot over the past year about the Secure Act 2.0, pretty much in the works since the original Secure Act passed in 2019. There are a lot of things in this bill. The bill the president just signed yesterday into law while vacationing in St. Croix. He came off the beach to sign it. We'll talk about the change to the required minimum distribution laws, catch-up provisions, auto enrollments, and so much more. Watch for that video soon. Secure Act 2.0, of course, is part of the $1.7 trillion package. There are a lot of other things aside from the Secure Act that will impact you. Once we get that into law and figure out all the details on that, there's going to be an update on that as well, what those things mean to you. There's really so much that we're doing as we move from one year to the next. These videos are packed full. If you have anything specific that you want to see, please let me know. As Albert Einstein is credited with saying, the quote, "Once you stop learning, you start dying." In keeping with this, like last year, I want to ask something of you. I'm always looking for new books to read, and so I ask of you, what have you read that you'd suggest? Since it is 2022, almost 2023, I'll add, do you have a favorite podcast or news source that you like? Please feel free to email those ideas to me. Thank you in advance for that. Tales from the front lines, as I have come to call the messages that I want to share with you from the meetings and conversations I'm having every day. First, deadline. Note, if you have not made your IRA contribution, please note or recall you have until April 15th to make your contribution for 2022 this year. You have that until April 15th of 2023 to make this year's contribution. So we're about to enter the sweet spot when you can do your contribution for the previous year, 2022, as well as the current year, 2023. I want to further note that at age 50, your catch-up contributions limits come into play. Your annual IRA contribution limits in your 401k and IRAs all go up. Let's talk about those. It's very important early in the year. First of all, we're coming off of a down market. I know, newsflash. I'm not, at least not in this video, going to give you my opinions on where the market's going to go in 2023, but the ideas are all over the board. So check back with us on Mondays and you'll get some of that information. But if you want to note that you are buying stocks, but if you want to note that you're buying stocks in a market that's nearly 20% below where it was 365 days ago. So if you want to make 2 years worth of investments into that market, you can do so after January 1. So check in with that. I'll remind you now, as the disclosures remind you, and I say all the time, I do not give personal tax advice, but I would like to work with you and your tax advisor to keep your tax plan in place. Speaking of deadlines, if you wanted to give charitable gifts in 2022, you've pretty much missed that. Let's start talking about 2023 giving and how that might benefit you as well as those all-important charitable causes. We've spoken about donor-advised funds. We'll work on those again in 2023. For some of your philanthropic goals, they can be great. As we move into 2023, aside from the Secure Act 2.0, there's a lot of big and little things that can be changing. Over 180 new laws in Illinois alone, some of them important ones that have to do with health care coverage, and some not so important, like the naming of the official snake, the Eastern milk snake, in case you wanted to know. That's the state official snake of the state of Illinois. Many of these will have an effect on you, and if they do, we should plan for it in our universe, in our end of the universe, and we'll talk about that. We're going to get some more information on student loan forgiveness program probably in February when the Supreme Court hears the cases. Confidence on both sides on this one. Before I wish you a final happy Friday, I want to let you know some other items to look for in 2023 from your team here. We'll be asking some important questions. Again, like many of you have already started to hear, Tales from the Front Line again, we'll be jumping ahead of the month of August, which is the National Make a Will Month, and we're going to continue to encourage you to make or review your estate plans. As you know, we don't do these plans, but it's a very important planning aspect that can really mess things up if you procrastinate too long. We'll also continue our annual beneficiary audit of your accounts that you have here and encourage you to review and update all of your retirement account beneficiaries, employer plans, as well as individual retirement plans. Life insurance also. This is another thing that actually hides under the surface, but will want to help you by reminding you to evaluate any updates that need to be made. As I mentioned to you before, you'll have about 3.5 months to make that 2022 IRA contributions, and we'll want to work on the 2023 plans too with the new tax brackets and contribution limits. So as you can tell, like you, we're ready to put 2022 behind us for so many reasons and really ready to turn the page into 2023. We're excited about working with you and your families in 2023 beyond as the investments and planning landscape is ever changing. Like the Einstein quote before, we're always learning. Please have a safe and happy New Year's weekend. Markets are closed on Monday, so next week we'll have the Tuesday market update again. Special report videos will usually come out midweek, but there's no set schedule on those. That's why they call them special. So have a happy New Year and a great weekend.